Hello, my name is Danielle Barrios, and we are going to be talking about bullying in schools from Chapter 8. So this is just going to be a review of what we're going to be presenting today. As educators and future educators, as myself, bullying and cyberbullying is a prevalent problem in the U.S. today. Us as educators, a community, and as a nation, over the years have implemented various recommendations to combat this issue, such as legislative acts, school leadership, and counselors working together to fight this challenge. We examine whether state laws bring into school bullying is very important for many reasons, such as federal legislation that would solidify these state laws. It's also important that school administrators implement school policies and stand on them concerning bullying and harassment. And also, with the influence of social media in our day and age, youth often experience negative outcomes mentally, physically, emotionally, directly related to cyberbullying. And as educators, it's essential that we implement solutions of this important matter in our educational system, in our school community, and also in our classrooms. So, what is bullying? It's aggressive behavior towards an individual to establish dominance over their victims. About 22% between ages 12 and 18 in the school year of 2012 and 2013 have reported being bullied. Now we're going to go into what is physical bullying and what does it look like. It can be hitting, kicking, pushing, tripping, or damage of property. Physical bullying is the use of physical actions to intimidate and gain control over an individual. These physical actions are most of the time avoided and not wanted by the victim, and can cause physical damage to their bodies and their possessions. Now we're going into verbal bullying. Verbal bullying consists of name-calling, teasing, threats, gossip. Verbal bullying can come off and start off harmlessly enough, such as a teasing or a slight insult, but it can quickly escalate into verbal violence, verbal abuse that causes serious harm to the victim, and can often escalate to physical bullying. Now, a popular one in our generation is cyberbullying. This includes spamming, sending or spamming mean text messages, making rude, disturbing posts about someone on social media, or spamming their comments with hate speech. And this occurs electronically via internet, through cell phones. Could also occur through social networking sites, chat rooms, emails, messages, and texts. The more technologies grow over time, fortunately, bullying will grow and will be more vulnerable and accessible. Now, the state laws on bullying. And this is very important for many reasons. A proposed legislation aims to unify these laws. It's financially problematic, and also has negative labor market consequences. All 50 states have anti-bullying laws. And a typical anti-bullying law requires a school report, documentation, and an investigation within a number of days. An example of a proposed legislation would be like the Section 504 or the Title II of the Americans with Disability Act that prohibits discrimination at schools against students with disabilities. The way it can be financially problematic is the time spent on the incident, especially from administrators. Also, if vandalism occurs, low attendance and dropouts could have a financial weight. Also, the labor market suffers by just disrupting cognitive and non-cognitive development. And now here we have a chart of all 50 states. As you can see from this chart, that all 50 states do have law and policy, or both. There is no federal law that specifically applies to bullying. In many cases, bullying is based on different cases, such as ethnicity, color, national origin, sex, disability, or religion. as you can see again, that all 50 states have policies set. And actually 7 of the states have actual laws set into place against bullying. Now, the influence on school counselors. This is very important because I also feel that school counselors is what keeps the schools standing. They encourage development, the development of local policies, supporting safe school environment. And this doesn't also mean just physical safety, but emotional safety, mental safety. They confront issues regarding school safety. And also at times they're the first to identify signs of bullying. These counselors help encourage these school policies, and they also they help promote and increase appropriate behavior and academic achievement. These counselors often provide programs that have key training techniques that covers like communication skills, decision-making skills, and strategies of intervention on bullying. Now, cyberbullying and social media. So children and students who are involved in social media often experience cyberbullying and can have a significant impact on their mental health. This could result in anxiety problems, depression, self-harm, substance abuse, or poor educational outcomes. These type of bullying behaviors increase the chance of these mental health issues and can later result in any of these things, or a common one would be the poor educational outcomes. This chart explains the top 6 social media platforms that we experience today. So we have Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, WhatsApp, YouTube, and Twitter. Cyberbullying can include photos, messages, or pages that don't get taken down or have been put up without consent. It could happen anywhere that is an online social interaction. And in these social media outlets above, you can see the different amounts of cyberbullying. And that could be because they have their own amount of exposure and a larger platform. You can contrast that Instagram has a bigger platform than Twitter or YouTube, and that's where you see there's a big difference. The impact on education today. Unfortunately, bullying does have an impact on the academic part of school and not just only the day-to-day life. It can have a decrease in academic improvement and an increase in school absences or dropouts. When students are constantly getting picked on, there is a dramatic change in their academics. Students are to be seen to participate less in class discussions. They have low self-esteem. They feel like they can't do it. They sometimes feel like they're not so advanced as the other students in their class. They feel isolated, which later results in poor grades. Some students end up hitting the rock bottom and end up dropping out because they just have no motivation to move forward. The impact of diversity. This is very important because it's important that we model in our classrooms what it's like to have a diverse atmosphere. As being in the United States and being raised here, we are a melting pot, and we are a bunch of different cultures, uniquely and beautifully. It's important that we embrace our students' differences in their beliefs and cultures. It's also important that we don't profile. As I know, as educators, it's important that we need to understand that if a student may perceive to be nice, doesn't always mean that they can't become otherwise. Just like if a student may come off with a strong personality or some sort of dominance, does not always mean they're a bully or somebody that we're going to have to be a little firm with. Now, Bible integration. The Bible doesn't directly talk about bullying, but that doesn't mean we can't use these biblical principles that are stated in the Bible to address this issue. Ways that we can implement biblical integration would be showing Christ through our actions, discussing faith when it applies to our curriculum, and ultimately praying for your students. I can't stress enough how important that is. It's important that we teach and model what it is of who God is to our students. We must treat our students as individuals, like their own mind and personality. In order for students to be open to what we have to say, it's important that we model Christ in what we say and what we do. Show love our students and be an example of a believer. Applying our faith to our curriculum, to the curriculum, would be, for example, it can look like, let's say, discussing like ancient Egypt. You can openly discuss their religion and beliefs and how they differ to the ones that we hold today. And praying for your students. Ask God to not only give you the opportunity to speak truth, but to take that and use that to their advantage. The word commands us to love our neighbor as ourselves and to treat others the way we would like to be treated. Every person, regardless of what we may look or act, is created in the image of God and is worthy of his dignity. Thank you.